as I walk down this street and we hear sirens and cars and people walking about, I see these buildings, and sometimes we can be wowed by all of the grandeur and splendor that surrounds us, even in something that is just relatively normal. We're not talking about New York City. We're not talking about LA. We're definitely not talking about the temple in Jerusalem, in which the disciples come to Jesus and say, look at the beautiful buildings. And Jesus tells them, I tell you the truth, not one stone shall be left upon another. Now, they can't fathom this. This is like saying, I tell you the truth, New York City is going to be destroyed. And the disciples ask him two questions. When will these things be? And when will the end come, right? That if this happens, this has to be the end of the world. So Jesus answers their question in two parts. He gives clear signs of when the temple's destruction would come. This would be the judgment upon Israel for the rejection of the Messiah in 70 AD. And we know this happened within a generation of Jesus's life. After predicting, though, that the temple would be destroyed and the signs to look for, Jesus tells them, but of that day and hour, no man knows. What day? The second coming, right? So you'll have signs of when I'm going to come in judgment upon Israel. It happened in 70 AD through the Romans. They brought judgment to the temple. They destroyed it, as Jesus said they would. But of that day and hour, the second advent, the second coming, we won't know. The disciples try to get it out of him again. And Acts, after he raises from the dead, they say, Lord, when will you restore the kingdom to Israel? They still see the destruction of the temple and the end of the world as one event. And Jesus basically tells them again, it is not for you to know the times and seasons that the Father has appointed, but you will receive power on high when the Holy Spirit comes upon you, and you will be my witnesses until the ends of the earth. So let us focus not on trying to set dates, but upon receiving the Spirit's power and being Christ's witnesses.